Hey guys, how's it going? Torsar here with another sports talk video. Gonna try to make this a quick one today. I know, Torsar, you're not gonna make this a quick one. You babble on. No, really, I'm gonna make this a quick one. I just wanted to talk about the NFL playoff matchups going into this weekend. I'm just gonna start in order of when the games are being played. So let's just go. I'm gonna take a look at the ESPN daily lines. Now, first of all, let's just go over the lines. I find it kind of interesting. None of the lines have shifted by more than half a point since when they opened, besides the Buffalo Bills game. I don't know if that's just Bills fans that are just really overzealous, or if people know something, or I just find it interesting that that's the game because, obviously of the Damar Hamlin thing. I think people, if you're not a fan of any of these teams, that's probably the national game that people are looking forward to the most. It's probably the closest matchup. Maybe you could say the Dallas Cowboys San Fran is too. I don't agree with a 5.5 point spread, that's for sure. But either way, let's start off with that Kansas City versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, if you're betting on this game, I would just stay away from Kansas City. They're giving up 9 points. They're traditionally, year after year after year, they've had a lot of success in winning the game straight up, but they are horrible against the spread, as anyone who bets on football knows. And do I think the Jacksonville Jaguars actually have a chance to win this? That is the main question. And honestly, yes, I do. If they play like they did in the second half last week, yeah, they have a chance. Now, if they do what they did in the first half last week, you're not going to come back against the Kansas City Chiefs and an Andy Reid coach team if you do that. Andy Reid will run the ball. I know he traditionally has not throughout his coaching career, but he will if he has a 4 touchdown lead or 27-0 lead. All right. The next game, that's obviously the one as a Giants fan I'm looking forward to the most. I mean, besides maybe the 18-0 Super Bowl, I can't really think of a game that I've ever wanted us to win more. Besides the fact that the Eagles and the Cowboys have had our number the last few years, and particularly the Eagles, it seems they've had our number for years now. I mean, if anyone remembers that Deshaun Jackson run back at the end of the game, what was that over? That was way over 10 years ago now. Not way over, but about that. And obviously, I've talked about this before. The way they ended the season a couple years ago with not playing their best two quarterbacks. I mean, they were obviously not even trying to compete in that game. It was just disgusting. I just want revenge on this team so bad. Plus, is it me or Eagles fans becoming the new Cowboys fans? They just seem like so delusionally obnoxious, and not for the same reason that the Cowboys fans are, because the Cowboys just keep losing year after year after year, doing it the same way and the same way. The people think they're so good going all through the regular season, and they just fall flat on their faces. And then the fans are like, next year we got them, and it's like, okay, guys, the Eagles fans, they win one time. And now they think they're going to do it every year. I don't know. Maybe it's just me as a Giants fan. But I never had a problem with the Philadelphia Eagles. I've only had a problem with them recently, or at least their fan base, till they actually won something. And it's like the annoying kid brother that hadn't won anything. And it's like, and then one day he beats you in a game of basketball or something. I don't even have a kid brother, but I don't know. That's the best analogy I can think of. One thing, obviously, as a Giants fan, and the way we've been playing at the end of the year and the way the Eagles kind of backed into the playoffs, I obviously think we can win this game. But I hear people on TV talking about, I literally just heard Pablo Torre talk about, before I started this stupid threat protection. I swear. Not cutting that, not editing that. I just heard Pablo Torre talk about how he thinks the only way the Giants have a chance is if Jalen Hurts is still hurt. It's like, are you kidding me? That's not the only way we have a chance. If we play the way we did last weekend, the Eagles are going to be in trouble. All right? Now the Bengals and the Bills, I don't know, 35% chance in the FPI to win it. I don't see that, because you could see it's a little bit more of a money line than the San Fran Dallas game, which is the other probably kind of more even game. But that game, they have a 53.2 and a 46.8, which I don't even know what that is. That should probably be reversed. This one, a 65 to 35, that would be closer to what I think the Giants-Eagles game should be. So I don't know where they're getting those numbers, and I don't understand why the money line jumped up so much. It seemed like the game after the DeMar Hamlin thing, the Bills had kind of like a boost, and then that Dolphins game, I don't know. I thought going into the playoffs, obviously Seattle and Miami were the two weakest teams. I thought Green Bay or Detroit would have been better to get in the NFC, and Pittsburgh or even New England would have been better in the AFC. But, I mean, was that more Miami proving that wrong, or were the Bills just kind of now on an emotional, they went back through that dip after being on that high? I guess we're going to find out. They just haven't looked as good as they did in the beginning of the season. I know they still finished 13-3, but Josh Allen just hasn't looked the same. And the Cincinnati Bengals are the reigning AFC champions, so we shall see. Finally, the Dallas Cowboys San Francisco 49ers game. This is an all-time classic matchup. If you grew up watching football in the 90s, these were the two teams that it was like the Lakers and the Celtics. I know they're in the same conference, so it's not exactly like that, but it's like these two teams, they were constantly battling in the NFC to see which one represented the conference in the Super Bowl. Obviously, I hate to pick the Cowboys. It's just foolish. I think it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I guess we're going to see how good the Cowboys' defense really is, because we know San Francisco has a really good defense, and the offense on the Cowboys just seems to be up and down. So if Dak and company fall flat against the defense, is that really a surprise? No. The surprise would be is if Brock Purdy and San Francisco's offense all of a sudden doesn't look as good when they've looked good for week 13 he started, so 4 or 5 weeks now, 5 weeks including the playoffs. So we shall see. One thing I will say is if the Giants do win their game, I think obviously I'd rather face the Cowboys just from a practical standpoint, because I think the 49ers are the better team, and I'm not a player on the team, so I can say I'd rather face the easier team. The players will never say that. I can say that as a fan. Plus, there's the added incentive, just like in the Eagles game. The Cowboys beat us twice this year, and I would just love to just smash their faces in two. That would just be great. Could you imagine, as a Giants fan, beating the Eagles to get to the NFC Championship game and then beating the Cowboys to get to the Super Bowl after going 0-2 versus both those teams this regular season? Oh my Lord, that would just be... That would be amazing. I'd have to start thinking about this as my favorite team of all time after that 07 team. I never thought a Giants team would top that. Might have to rethink that one. But anyway, guys, like I said, I wanted to keep this one short, and I kind of have. It's under 10 minutes right now. Anyway, enjoy the games. I hope they're all close. I hope they're awesome. Go Giants. Anyway, stay healthy. Peace.